Come on a journey with me. A journey into the past. A journey that happened 10 years ago. A journey to a game. A game called Splatoon. What do you say? Will you come along? Today, we will find out the answer on this journey. The answer to the question of what is Splatoon. But to find that answer, we have to go back to where it started. Back to 2015.
Rated everyone 10 and up.
To find out what this game really means, we're going back to Splatoon 1, where it all started. Splatoon 1 is the bare bones concept of Splatoon, but it really does not answer our question of what is Splatoon. It answers part of it. It's a game by Nintendo that, is a 3D shooter, one of Nintendo's first, and it's on the Wii U, and it's testing out the waters. For a game that is a quote-unquote bad game on a quote-unquote bad system, it's a pretty good game, We had a decent community. It wasn't as big as it is today, but it grew and grew as the game went on. We obviously have a bigger community than we did when we started, than we do now than when we started, but the true essence of this game is that community is what brings this whole game together. Not the series, just Splatoon 1. All the characters are well thought out, very lovable, very creative. Like Krusty Sean, he's a shrimp, I think, and he's deep fried. I don't think you'd see that kind of character anywhere. He's not actually deep fried, he wears a jacket, but imagine that. You don't see any food references outside Splatoon. Many the hat shop owner, I'm blanking on her name right now, but her little she's like a little sea anemone, and she's got a fish living in her hair. Where the creativity of this game and the lovability of all the characters is amazing. Not to mention, stage design in this first game is beautiful. It enables everything about this game. Here, this is Old Hammerhead Bridge, and it really shows off that when you're in squid form, you go straight through grates and you can only walk on them. It does a great job at showing that off. In fact, it's probably one of the best maps of showing off that mechanic. Most other games are just kind of well, here's a flat plane, do some fighting now. They don't really enable special moves or anything. You have to use the stage to enable your special moves, but this game, it shows off its special mechanic through its stage design, and it does a beautiful job of that. But, stage design isn't everything about this game. To answer that, we have to go to the community. And by the community, I mean Miiverse. I'll meet you guys over there. Now, Miiverse is, obviously, Miiverse has been destroyed since all the Wii U and 3DS servers are gone, but thanks to Pretendo, we still have it up, and if I'm not mistaken, either we kept some of the old stuff, or it all got deleted, I'm not too sure. But, this game, its community, in agreeance, is this game is, pretty bare bones compared to the other two. And I think this game does a great job at showing that, you know, you don't need an awesome game to have an awesome game, if you know what I mean. This game is pretty mediocre by my standards compared to the other two, and it's still a great game. Like, its characters are great, community is great, everything about this game is great, but overall, I'd say it's about mediocre, you know. It's not the best game, and it's not the worst game. Gameplay is a bit slow, but it's just so good. And that's what kind of made people want to play this game and have the community surround it. But, in my opinion, it's not the best game. And it doesn't really answer the question of what is Splatoon. And we can't base it off of just one game. So, I say, let's go into the future, 2 years, to 2017, to Splatoon 2. And we can figure out and get a better idea of what is Splatoon. Anyway, I'll meet you guys over there. Splatoon 2 was released in 2017, and it's noticeable that it is a step up from Splatoon 1. You know, we got the story changed by having Marie win the Final Fest in Splatoon 1, and Callie gets captured, so Marie is the new Captain Cuttlefish. But we also have Octolings now playable because of the Deep Sea Metro, and, you know, the DLC for this game, Octo Expansion. But we also have Samurai added, and it's a great addition because it adds a different mode. We also had the addition of, hold on guys, get ready for it's your favorite ranked mode ever, Clam Blitz and Will Judd. And we have the introduction of Mr. Grizz, who has big character development in the third game. But we also have different shopkeepers. Everything about this game is different, except for Sheldon. Sheldon's the only thing that hasn't changed. We got a new jellyfish selling clothes, and we got a new crustacean selling shoes. And we got a new hippie sea lady looking thing with a little hat that's like probably like some sea thing and like a fish following her. This game is a big step up from Splatoon 1, in my opinion, along with separate ranks for each mode, which is awesome, because that means someone can't just play Splat Zones or like their best mode and get to S plus 50. They're gonna have different rankings for each mode. Ignore how low my rank is here. I'm way better in Splatoon 3. It's because I don't play this game anymore. But this game is beautiful compared to Splatoon 1. And its community is still growing and thriving because it piggybacks off of Splatoon 3's success as well. And Splatoon 3 piggybacked off of this game's success. For a lot of people, this was their first game, and it shows because I'm pretty sure that this game, out of all three that I've played, has like the fastest time for matchmaking that I've seen, you know, like closer to like when this game was popular. Now it's got like, I don't know, probably 10-minute wait times. I don't play this game that often. And it introduced new idols, Pearl and Marina, who are great characters and have story developments through the game, through the DLC Octo Expansion over here. And I know I didn't really show Splatoon 1's story mode, but that's because, in my opinion, out of all three story modes, well, all 5 story modes, including the 2 DLCs, Splatoon 1's is like the most bare bones, boring, you know, whatever. But new to this game, we have umbrellas, dualies, and instead of just having, one weapon to play with, being the hero shot, we have a plethora of other weapons, such as the hero roller, hero charger, hero dualies, hero umbrella, the hero splatling, hero blaster, bucket, and octobrush. It is an awesome addition to this game because, it's like the last game, you could play with just the hero shot in every level, and that's all you had. But Sheldon has Sheldon requests that make you play a certain weapon for that mode, and it is what it is. And if it's hard, you can change to another weapon. Unless it's a Sheldon request, then you have to use that weapon, if I'm not mistaken. Then we have Octo Expansion, where you play as Agent 8, and you are told that by Commander Tartar, that, you gotta get out of here. He's gonna bring you to the Promised Land, and you're gonna get to Inkopolis. You were never told what the Promised Land was, and he had us build a blender, and then Agent 3 saved us, and we escaped to the surface. But just in time for Commander Tartar to have the ultimate weapon, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I played this. But he tries to take over Inkopolis, and you have to thwart him. And by covering the whole statue that he's in, you can't fire the beam. But he does anyway, and then Pearl comes in with her killer whale, and there's an epic battle, and then you take out the statue. This game, compared to Splatoon 1, is awesome. Not my favorite, but it's awesome. There's not a single moment in this game's story mode or online multiplayer where I'm like, man, I really wish this was more like Splatoon. Not a single moment. Except for this, but that's not the all right. But yeah, this game is just phenomenal. In fact, some people call it better than Splatoon 3, but I'll get to that later. Anyway, we can't really talk about what Splatoon is without going into all the games. Splatoon, for this game, really means story, adventure. A lot of people got this game, a lot of people think it's great. Story mode was even better than last time, but it really means adventure. But to actually answer the question of what is Splatoon, we need to go to Splatoon 3 as well. Now, Splatoon 3, compared to all the other games, is one of the most awesome games out there, compared to the 3. Not only do we have 3 hub worlds, Splatoon, which is Splatoon 3 original, Inkopolis and Inkopolis Square, going we also have a story mode that is original called Alterna. And we have Little Buddy by Sam Companion, who helps us out in that story mode. This story mode is phenomenal. After Splatoon 2's final fest of being Chaos versus Order, Chaos winning and Order losing, everything just feels chaotic between the gameplay, the story mode. The story mode doesn't feel as chaotic, more as it does, just stunning. But the gameplay feels more chaotic than last time. All the maps are chaotic. You can see where the Splatoon 2's Final Fest actually affected, Splatoon 3's gameplay. But Alterna here is way different than all the other games. Previously in the other game story modes, you were kind of just on a little island, And this first area kind of does it justice. It's a bit bigger than what you'd expect, but on Site 2, let's go to the boss, which I'm pretty sure is the highest point, you really get to see what this game was about. Like, you see, look how much there is to explore here. And in all these, like, islands, there's a bunch of secrets to find, secrets underground, and you have to traverse through all the fuzzy ooze, which I already have destroyed. But it's amazing. You don't see this in the other games. Most of them are just like flat areas with some jumps and parkour. But, you know, none of them are this visually stunning, just beautiful, well thought out masterpieces. They're just kind of like, we're just gonna throw some crap together and then hope it looks good. And it does most of the time. But here, you got floating buildings because this was the where the scientists were back during the Great Flood. I'm not gonna go into a full Splatoon, you know, lore class here, but it's beautiful. And, you know, jumping off of here, you can really just kind of take in that this game's story mode, I think, had the most thought put into it out of the three. You know, between Splatoon 2's Octo expansion and this game, so far it's probably the best one. But this is not the only story mode to Splatoon 3. For that, we will have to go to Side Order. Now, Side Order is the newest story mode in this game, and in my opinion, is probably really good. It's a roguelike game where the more you play it, the more you can unlock, and like you start off with you start off with 1 life, and the more you play, you can buy more lives for each round. And the whole thought process behind this is you're just trying to unlock people's memories because, you know, they're all taken here and they're all just become zombies. And, you know, once you also get to play as a bunch of different weapons. You know, you got Agent 8's, DJ Octavio, Sheldon's, Merch's, Marie's, Shiver, Fry, Big Man, Callie, that's Agent 4, yeah, Marina, and Pearl. And not to mention, this game is just beautiful. Like, when you start out, there's not all these spinning things, but it starts off as like a pretty dull area. And the more you complete, the more lively it gets. Like, here, just take a listen to the music here. Like, out of all the games, like, all the story modes to have such beautiful, like, you know, like, such beautiful gameplay, and, like, you know, all this cool stuff, I don't think it really should have been this one. But it is awesome, and I think it does deserve to have, you know, something great about it. Most people say that out of all the story modes, this one was just okay. In my opinion, it was a bit more than okay. Not to mention, you know, this one is just beautiful. But we're not really here to learn about the story mode. We're here to learn about what is Splatoon. Now, for this game, Splatoon is kind of, you know, it's like a mix between adventure and, you know, finding your own path. Splatoon 3's base story mode ends off with Mr. Grizz eventually like collecting all the eggs, the golden eggs, to make fuzzy ooze to try to turn the whole place back into mammals, because he and Judd are the last mammals alive. But you thwart him, and you know you can still do salmon run, but he's thwarted. You know, the day is saved. Not just community, but kind of like adventure. You know, all these games you go on like amazing adventures, but they're all supported by community, whether that is by players, by in-game people, by whoever. The other thing about this game is that you can just kind of find your place here. If you want to do salmon run and only salmon run, do it. But if you want to do competitive, do it. If you just want to play turf war or play ranked casually, do it. That's the thing about this game, is that no matter what you do, there's a place for you here, and it's important to realize that sooner than later before you feel like you're left out of this game. This game is amazing. I can't recommend it enough, but the answer to the question of what is Splatoon, other than it's a game by Nintendo that's a shooter where you're a squid, is, you know, Splatoon is just the pure essence of community, is what I'm getting at. Because, you know, community just really drives this game more than Nintendo does, more than devs do, more than anyone could. It's just a communal group, like a communal effort, I mean, just to push this game to its limits, to its breaking point, you know, between competitive or just casual. We all want to just find our place here, and we can just find it, thanks to the community. The community of players here are awesome, and you know, being part of the community is awesome as well. Anyway, this game is great, and I'll see you guys next time. Happy 10th birthday, Splatoon. Splatoon is 10 years strong now, and hopefully for many more years to come. But with Splatoon 4 hopefully on the horizon very soon, I think it is time that we almost say goodbye to Splatoon 1, as we will rarely be playing that anymore. But it is nice to see that this game is still strong and going. Thank you to the community, thank you to everybody in this community. Y'all are wonderful, and I will see you next time in the next video. Bye.